A furious man grabbed a billionaire CEO by the collar and shouted, "Where is my wife?" The CEO glared at him. "She divorced you. She's my secretary now." The ex-husband's anger flared as the two men were about to fight. Just then, the CEO's assistant rushed in. "Sir, she's missing." In an instant, both men forgot their fight and rushed out to find the same woman. The ex-husband grabbed the factory manager by the collar. Before he could get an answer, everyone turned toward the entrance. The woman had returned. The CEO rushed to her side. "You're injured. We need to get you to the hospital." Before he could help her, the ex-husband pushed him aside and pulled her into a tight hug. She immediately shoved him away. "What are you doing?" The ex-husband stared at her in disbelief. "You let him get close to you, but you pushed me away? I'm your husband." "No," she replied angrily. "You're my ex-husband." She tried to walk toward everyone, but the pain in her injured leg made her stumble. Without saying a word, the CEO caught her before she could fall, then gently lifted her into his arms and carried her to a chair. As soon as the CEO helped her into the chair, she looked straight at the factory manager. "It's him," she said. The manager's face turned pale. It turned out he had kidnapped her after she discovered he had been secretly stealing money from the CEO's company. After hearing the truth, the manager tried to apologize, but the ex-husband lost his temper. The CEO immediately ordered the guards to take the manager away and teach him a lesson. Then he turned to the woman. "You were incredibly brave," he said softly, "but don't ever risk your life like that again." "It was my duty," she replied. The CEO looked at her with concern. "Are you feeling okay?" She nodded, but before she could say another word, the room began to spin. She nearly collapsed. The CEO quickly caught her in his arms. Before he could carry her away, her ex-husband pulled her from his arms and rushed her to the hospital. At the hospital, the tension between the CEO and the ex-husband was impossible to ignore. The ex-husband broke the silence. "My wife's condition isn't good. She won't be your secretary anymore." The CEO looked at him coldly. "I'll hear that from her, not you." Just then, the woman slowly opened her eyes. The ex-husband pleaded, "I'm sorry. Please come back to me. I'll never hurt you again." She sighed in frustration. "I already sent you the divorce papers. We're over." But the ex-husband refused to accept it and kept begging her for another chance. Just then, the CEO's assistant handed him a bottle of water. Only then did the woman realize the CEO had witnessed everything that had happened between her and her ex-husband. Embarrassed, she quickly looked away. After being discharged from the hospital, the woman was resting at home when someone knocked on her door. She opened it and froze. Her boss was standing outside. "I came to take you to dinner." She smiled and agreed. Since she was still weak, the CEO carefully lifted her into his arms and placed her in a wheelchair. For a moment, she froze. The CEO noticed the change in her expression and asked with concern, "Are you okay?" She quickly came to her senses and nodded. "Yes, I'm fine." He smiled and pushed her toward the elevator. Just then, they ran into her ex-husband. His face darkened with anger. "What are you doing with my wife?" he demanded. The CEO finally lost his patience. He turned to the woman and asked, "Did you ask him to come here? Friends want part 6?